Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing? Everybody okay? I trust that you are well. I trust that you are well. Well, it's that time again, Wednesday, where we come on here to connect and to be stretched and to be encouraged and to just hang out, to have some productive conversation. Um, I know it's summer, weather is lovely. It's like Kendrick. Haven't you got anything better to do? Yes, I hear you. I hear you, sir. I hear you. But you know what? We do what we gotta do, isn't it? And I think, especially when it comes to when you've made a commitment to, even though I can hang out with my missus right now, we can sip on a nice cup of coffee or a cold drink. But I'm here. Where are you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen here. I'm excited because we are once again going to have some great conversation this evening. Um, Great conversation because all of us we come on here and we have different perspectives. We um, Let me just see if I'm actually live. I think I am. Da. But I hope that your day has been going okay. Um, yeah, I believe that we are live. Let's just see. Yes, we are live and we are good to go. Good to go. Good to go. All right. Um, so if you are available and you are considering to jump on here, don't consider, just jump on. And we are right here to invite you in and to say welcome, welcome, and congratulations on taking your rightful place right here in the mastermind for men. Now, we've got one of the other gens that's going to come and facilitate the session today, and I believe it's going to be a good one. Let me just see. If you've never heard, um, if you've never heard about, let me see. If you've never heard about crowdsourcing, if that is something that is new to you, well, I'm all ears this evening because we've got a Cheeto that's going to jump on and he's going to uh, just kind of like lead us into understanding a little bit better what crowdsourcing involves and you know I'm all ears, man. I'm always out to learn more and to grow in areas that I am a little bit unfamiliar with. I know that some of you, maybe you guys, maybe some of you are well informed about so many things. You're well rounded. um, but I think there are certain areas that I still fall short in terms of my knowledge. That's why I don't hold back. If somebody wants to teach me something new, if somebody wants to teach me about how to run a chicken coop, I say, come and teach me, bro. If somebody want to teach me how to make some extra money, make some more money, make some or get some free money, whatever the case might be, I'm all ears. And I think when it comes to learning, you must be at a place where you are willing to open yourself up to. Don't put yourself in a box. Um, and I believe the guy that has the loudest mouth will learn the least. It's true because if your mouth is always running, if you are always like yippity there, how when are you going to learn? Just think about it. That's just a fruit for thought. Um, so sometimes it's good just to just keep it quiet and just listen and just hear what, because there are guys in here that can teach you and just can inform you of so many things that maybe that you are unaware of. Uh, But well, I'm excited because Cheeto just showed up, and I'm sure he's ready to go. Let me just bring him in. Uh, Give me 1 second, and then we Cheeto. How you say? Oh, the sound, the sound, the sound, sir.
Can't
Let's.
hear.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, your sound is completely um, not in a good place. Let's see if we can do something. Let me see what's happening there. Can you hear me now?
Shall I can't hear.
All right. That's what we call technical issues. In case you wondered, that's what we call technical issues. But we will still get the job done because with technology, you never know. It just does its own thing. But what I was saying is, you got to be open to learn from whoever because somebody will always be able to teach us something, even though you don't think so. I mean, somebody said once that even a fool can teach you something. A fool will teach you this is not how you do this. And yeah, I think it's always good to be open when it comes to learning because our greatest gap or the thing that usually becomes our downfall is our lack of knowledge, the fact that we just don't know. And until we actually make the effort to find out, then we'll be stuck. All right, let me. Chido is back. Let me just see if we are all good. All right, so hopefully we are okay now. You can't hear me. You can't hear me.
Okay, okay, I can. Let me just change something. Um,
All
let
right.
me just change something.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Let me change something.
All right. No worries.
Settings,
And
audio. Yeah, okay. Have some
there's some bad feedback,
audio
not feedback,
cancellation.
kind of like a white noise
Headphone microphone. Yes.
on your mic. Eh?
Automatically stream. Yes. Is it coming there?
All right. I'll just put him on mute while he's sorting himself out. But what I was saying, guys, is we have to be at a place where we we make sure that we are hungry to learn. We are hungry for you gotta be hungry for growth. We've got to be at a place where man, um, and I think when you are hungry for it, you will kind of attract those opportunities to learn. All right, let's see how you're doing now. How's it going, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can. He was sending
Okay.
in the sound system in the house. Apologies, guys.
All right. No worries, no worries. I can hear you nice and clear now. All of the um,
I just been told by my daughter that there's a strange man that's speaking from the music system in the other room.
oh, so I was coming. I was speaking to your whole household.
Yeah, instead of speaking.
Oh, sweet Lord, that's new. That's new to me. Okay.
Really sorry.
No worries. No worries. It's all good. Well, but we are very excited to hear what you have to share with us today. I was just saying to the guys that I think the title that you sent through to me is crowdsourcing progress. Man, I'm all ears, bro. I've kind of like heard this thing about crowdsourcing, but I think today you're gonna dig in deep and you're going to, and I've got like my pen and my notebook here, like yeah, because the way I'm the way the first thing that came to my mind is uh, I don't know, is the guy gonna show us how to make some more money or what?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm
Yes,
all, especially when it's about showing other people so they can give me a little bit. You
yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So you show, and then then they gotta remember where they got the information from and come and
exactly.
share, isn't it? Yeah, that's a brilliant strategy. I think I need to adapt that one.
That's that's my lifetime strategy. Build a lot of rich people around you, so
Yeah,
in trouble you find people to borrow money from.
and
Very
it's like, and you would be like Joseph. Don't forget me when you're in the palace.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
don't forget me. All
mm,
right, sir. All right, bro. We're gonna give straight over to you, and yeah, let's go for it. I think
yeah,
yeah, we already are short on time, so I'm not
yeah.
gonna delay any
I'll
short.
try and rush through today's one to compensate for the 15 minutes that we've already lost. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for allowing me to lead today's one, guys. Let's see what we can do. It's always amazing. It's always amazing coming here and exchanging ideas So thank you. Yeah. So, the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at the pillars, the 7 pillars of success, which ended up turning into some things I didn't think it would turn into, but then great. It's always it's always good when we come in here, we have a plan, and then the plan becomes something else, which is why we are who we are, a mastermind for men, because we're looking at the challenges that men face as they continue to deal with their life's issues. So, just to recap on what we've discussed in the past 2 weeks, we talked about reflection as one of the key pillars of progress. And then we talked about redefinition, making a brand new resolution as the next 2 steps, and then re-strategization, and then redeeming the lost time, and and then finally, the sixth one is reassess. The seventh one is basically how we must repeat always, because that's what life is all about. Not just seeing success as a destination, but seeing it as another platform to move us from where we are to where we want to go. Now, having said that, giving out all those pillars to us, it's very important that we understand that we cannot do it alone. We cannot do it alone. I've had so many stories of self-made success, and I keep asking myself, did they also give birth to themselves and stop those abortion attempts? Did they also, are they also the doctors and the midwives that delivered them? Are they also the mother that gave milk, and so on and so forth? And it's the same thing with all of us as we begin to think of how we move from where we are to where we need to be. Now, the 7 pillars of progress that we've talked about, they are all about the type of discipline you have to build around your will to succeed. Those are the disciplines, the personal disciplines. Now, what we are talking about today, it's about crowdsourcing your progress. We've talked about what you can do as an individual. Now, what can you do? The Bible says one can chase 1,000 and two can chase 10,000. There's a big lesson there. That's a big lesson there, because it's very easy to be disciplined, and you find yourself in the midst of people who are not disciplined. What are you going to achieve? I've had them. My son has been saying, "Oh, we need to start this podcast. They're going to do this. They're going to do that." And I said to him before we went on holiday, and he said to me, "Oh, Daddy, there's it's still school time, so we don't really have time to do it." And I spoke to him last week. He said, "Oh, I'm still waiting for my friends to come and join me." And I had a word with him and said, "I've seen your plan. The way, the day I was looking at his Excel spreadsheet that has how he's outlined what he's going to do step by step, and who he's going to do what. But none of these his friend and his cousin, is picking up anything. You know, you go into the room each time they're on PS4, they're playing, and that's what top priority for them. And I said to him, if you really want to do this, you have to really change your circle. You have to change your circle to people who have the type of dream and who can commit to the level of hard work that you bring to these particular things that you're looking to do. And that's why it's very important that as we build up as we build up those disciplines that we've talked about in the 7 pillars of progress, we also think about crowdsourcing our progress, because the power of explosive progress lies in our ability to crowdsource progress. So what do I mean by crowdsourcing progress? Is by involving other people. How do we begin to build that team, that build that network that allows us to go from having one foot in front of the other to actually flying from one location to the other? And the first one is the obvious one, and that's the mastermind, which is why we gather here every week to try and exchange ideas, to try and challenge each other in the things that we're doing, to see if there is any way that we're lacking, and then be able to encourage each other to
That's
move
right.
from where we are to
That's
where
right.
we need to be.
Yeah.
Now, for masterminds, the masterminds, there are so many benefits to it, and one of it is accountability.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight this is we must get to in our mastermind, we must get to a stage where we have that accountability part of what we're doing, making sure that we are irons, actually sharpening irons, because we can have all these philosophies, all these ideas, all these clear presentations, but if we do nothing, it's equal to nothing.
Mm.
You know, the contents that we presented here, if I used all of them, my life will not be where it is, and I
Yeah.
believe them for each and every one of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about if we come to a stage where we're actually putting the key aspect of mastermind, which is ideas sharing and accountability? We
Mm.
put these things together and
Mm.
we see where we're going to go to.
Mm.
So that's one of the challenges that I wanted to put up tonight. I don't know if you have anything to add to it, Kendrick, because I believe that this is a very, very powerful thing. But we as a group here, I don't believe that we're taking the best advantage of it.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for bringing that up, sir. I believe. Can you just log the document that is just in the meeting quickly, baby? Okay, thank you. Um, this is very powerful, just like you've mentioned, because uh, I think for us to get the great the maximize these kind of conversations is we have to have a clear understanding what does it really mean to what does it really mean when we have a mastermind sessions or a platform like this, because the idea is not just to come and just have conversation, because I mean I can have that somewhere else, because the thing that we're after is results. And I like what you even mentioned earlier is because after you have the conversation, you need to ask yourself what has challenged me, and what kind of a difference the conversation that we had this evening or last week or the last couple of months or the last year, how did that impact my life personally? Because and I think for us to actually see the kind of progress that we're after, we have for any kind of progress in that matter is the number one, obviously, like you've mentioned, there have to be a sense of accountability. Yes, baby, what's happening? There have to be some kind of a sense of accountability. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, bro. 1 second.
Anyway, while Kendrick is trying to sort that out, so let's keep the conversation going before he rejoins us. So, accountability part of this mastermind that we're talking about is very, very crucial, and there is a foundation for accountability, and that is transparency. We have to get to where we are very comfortable sharing where we are in our lives in order to then crowdsource those solutions to our problems within the members of this mastermind. And that's how we are going to begin to see some form of progress. I believe that that's going to be really powerful for this group, because we seem to be a group of people who believe that there is a lot more to life than the normal things that we face every day. You know, the usual challenge of going, paying your mortgage and paying your bills, and then you move on to the next month and do the same. You know, if we're not going to be that type of people, then we must invest in this mastermind and make it a real mastermind, not just by nomenclature,
Mm.
but by committing to transparency, committing to accountability, and actually doing it, and being so that we're able to measure for each other how we are progressing,
Yeah.
and celebrate or give each other that push that they need sometimes. Because
Mm.
dreams are easy to come up with, but pushing them through, you will have a lot of obstacles. But if you
Yes.
have people who are cheering you on, like I think it's in one of the epistles of Paul or something, that he was talking about the host of angels cheering us on, the
Yeah.
host of saints who have gone before us, who are there cheering us on in the journey that we have. If you have that, he had to mention that so that we know that as we journey the journey of faith, we are not on our own.
That's
Now,
right.
if we journey the journey of life and success in our business and progress in our lives, whether it's relationships or whatever it is that we're thinking of, and we know that there are people who are going to cheer us on, whether
Mm.
we get cheered on at work or not, we will come back to this mastermind and we'll have people who are going to say, well done, well done, well
Mm.
done. And that's such a powerful statement, because people don't get it every time. We have a society, or we have a world where everybody's looking for you to help them achieve what they want to achieve without thinking of helping you achieve what you want to achieve, or even most times
Mhm.
appreciating whatever it is that you have achieved, no matter how little. So that's the call. I'll hand over to you if you have anything else to add, and before we go to the next one.
Yes, apologies for that, guys. When you leave
No, no.
when you leave the office door open and the little one just starts strolling in, it's like you can do one or two things. You either get out of here, can't you see I'm busy,
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
be gracious or be gracious. But thank you so much. Yeah, like what I was saying, uh, because this kind of a forum, or whenever we are in a oh, we just lost you there, sir. Whenever we come in this kind of a setup, when we talk about any given topic, it's not just for the sake of conversation. No, it's because we want results. We want to see that, my goodness, the way I used to do things last year or
Mhm.
last week or last month is different from the way I'm doing it now. Or I can see, oh my goodness, I've gone from here, and this is who I am right now. The name of the game is progress, and and that kind of like nicely fit in with the title, where you're talking about crowdsourcing progress. And I think there's power. And I think what you're kind of like referring to is when there's some sort of unity,
Mhm.
um, there there's greater progress. There's great, your advancement is much great. There's a greater enhancement in your progress. So I mean, this it speaks for itself. We will do better, we will be better, um, when we come together in this kind of a setup. But I think sometimes what's lacking is action, uh, because without action, intentional movement in a specific direction, without that, this becomes just talk,
So,
isn't it?
waste of time. And
Yeah,
considering we spend an hour each week to come together here to do this, we must look for ways to make this
absolutely,
for us.
absolutely.
Yeah, because you've been talking about accountability. As
Mm.
we continue to meet and spend this hour, that's an hour taken away from our wives and children. Because
Yep,
look at the poor girl who's coming. Is she wrong to be looking for daddy at this time?
yep,
This
yep,
is a very good reminder of what the cost of meeting together, what
yep.
it. And trust me, one of these days somebody's going to say to you, daddy, listen, you take 1 hour every week
Hmm.
to go through this mastermind. What exactly is a mastermind? I mean, they won't even ask you. They're going to go and search Google and find out what mastermind is.
Mhm.
And they will ask you specific questions. What area of your life do you think is improving
Mm.
because you're a member of this mastermind?
That's right.
Be.
Hmm.
And if we're unable to answer that question, then that's not good leadership, which is
Mm.
something else that we're really, really big on
Yeah.
in this mastermind, being able to lead, but not just leading by saying, but leading by example. All
Hmm.
right, let me just run through the next one. The next one is coaching, coaching, coaching.
Hmm.
Now, as we progress in life, we gather a lot of skills. We gather a lot of skills, and these skills that we have gathered now become a tool in our hands,
Hmm.
not just for us to make progress in our own lives, but to assist others in making progress in their lives.
Mm.
Now, and because we are in the frame, we cannot see ourselves. It's
Mhm.
always good to involve other people, and these are some of the things that when people pay for them, we look at that as an unnecessary expense.
Mhm.
Why would I pay somebody to just remind me of what I need to do or
Mm.
show me what I need to do, even though I can just go and Google it? But we've
Yeah.
been Googling for how many years now? How far have we gone? But finding someone or some people who are going to put you into a structure that brings with it a certain level of discipline, again accountability,
Mm.
because you have to appear in a certain frequency. You come in once a week or twice a week or once a month. At the time that you're meeting, you have to have something that you're bringing to the table to say,
Mm.
last
Mm.
month we looked at this and that and that and that and that. What have I done? So you measure yourself against what it was
Mm.
last month. And when you have such things going in form of coaching, you find that it's hard for you to remain at the same spot when it's next month. One, you're paying. Two, there is somebody else involved.
Mm.
So that's another way that we can crowdsource our progress by involving a coach or a
Mm.
group of
Mm.
coaches in the different areas that we are struggling. Uh,
Mm. Mm.
because now you are, I think it was Isaac Newton who said that we achieve what we achieve by standing on the shoulders of the
Mm.
giants. There are people who have gone through what we've gone through, and being able to allow them to feed us with whatever it is that they found out, experiences, and so on, and guiding us in that process to achieve the same level of progress or something similar in the direction that we want it. That is a huge, huge area in
Mm.
which we can crowdsource our progress.
Mm.
I know you have a lot of experience in that area, Kendrick. So, seeing that it's just you and I tonight, what have you got to add? Uh,
Well, I don't know where you got that idea from. That I got a lot of experience in.
yeah,
I don't know which angel was
as a
spitting
John,
me.
as a John Maxwell leadership,
Uh,
certified guru,
uh,
um,
well, to be honest, I guess um, I've been exposed to it anyway. So it's when it comes to the experience part and being an expert, that one I'm always learning. You
yeah,
understand?
just
So
yeah,
I think, but when we talk about coaching, I think even if you, I mean, for all of us, for everybody that's even listening to this now, even if you just go back and speak to anybody that is really successful to some kind of degree, um, they had a coach that brought them to where they're at. And I think the challenge, like even what you've mentioned, is sometimes we feel like, uh, especially when there's a price attached to it.
mm,
But anything that is worth, any journey that's worth going is going to cost us something. And I think one of the worst mistakes you and I can do is trying to figure things out by ourselves.
yeah,
The kind of time that you will waste, it's almost like trying to uh, to dig in the dark, trying to find something that is not even in the room. It's
Mm.
like you think you're digging. You think the only reason why you can't find it is because it's dark. No, you're even in the wrong room. Forget about that the light is off. You are completely in the wrong room.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned something about because when you are in the frame,
Mm.
it's very difficult to see. Uh, you know, when you yourself are in the picture, there is you gotta be out. That's why when somebody look in from outside, they can tell you exactly. All right, this is where the issue is lying. That's where the issue is lying. And then you realize, oh my goodness, how come I could never how come I never saw that? And it's sometimes just something, just one little tweak that you need to make. Is
Yeah.
because you are right there inside the frame, so which means you can't see.
Mm.
So having a coach, man, I'm even it's priceless. It is. It's priceless. And sometimes it's just about sometimes, because obviously coaching is not even about that person that is coaching you being the expert in that specific area that you are pursuing. No, it's somebody that is just able to ask the right kind of questions.
Yes.
If somebody can ask the right questions, because usually the problem is not the answer. The problem is we don't ask the right questions.
Yes.
And sometimes even if we do ask certain questions, it is not questions that provokes our thinking or steer us in a certain direction
Yeah.
when it comes to our thinking. So yeah, where I'm concerned, you have to have somebody um, that you can have a conversation with, and to shed some light on what on your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right. The next one is reading. Reading. We will not spend a lot of time here. If you're not reading, you're not. You're in a very, very sorry state in your life. You have to, um,
Really. Is,
use
is that the next one is reading?
reading. Yes, reading books, basically. So almost every significant person in this world today have written a book. They talk about their stories. They talk about the strategies that they've used to win here and there to make progress, the type of progress that they've made in their lives. All those things there are invaluable. You know, you think about picking up a book written by someone like Barack Obama or whatever, Trump or whoever. How much would it cost you to bring those people to sit down in a room and talk to you? But there they are in the books talking to you. In fact, these days there are books that you can just listen to, and that's going to increase your knowledge because there are certain things that are inside us. What a particular book would do for me would be different from what it would do for you,
Yeah.
because we have our hidden talents inside
Mm,
us, and
mm,
all it's waiting for is that strike of light that's going
that's
to,
right.
and just one line from a book can just start that fire
Mm,
inside you and take you from where you are to where you never dreamt that you would be. And that's amazing. I mean, I've read some books on internet marketing. I've read some books on e-commerce and so on. When you see how things are laid out there, you can see exactly why the people who succeed.
mm,
So whatever it is as the area in your life that you're struggling with, let's look at it. Let's find books. Let's find people who have really made progress in the best way in those areas, in different ways as
mm,
well, because there is no conventional way to get to success or to get to progress in your life. There are so many ways because the human mind is very powerful and can devise so many ways, and also opportunities as well that people confront. And they will all be different. So the wider we read, the more options we will have in our minds, because we will now
mm,
combine all those ideas and all those examples, all those records of lifestyles and so on.
mm,
And that's how we crowdsource from the best minds without having to invite them
mm,
into our house or without having to pay them directly
mm,
to mentor or coach us.
mm,
So that's really important. I'll jump that one and I'll go to the one for mentoring. Mentoring is quite similar, but there is one thing that is very crucial when it comes to crowdsourcing your progress through mentorship. Now, there are certain things that we want to achieve. This one is specific to the type of thing you want to achieve.
Mm,
You have to have a mentor in the areas, people who have succeeded, people who you can use their template to achieve the success that you want to achieve in a certain area. People who are going to be able to speak into your life, to guide you, to inspire you, not just talk to you or show you exactly what to do.
mm,
You can look at people and how they manage situations, how they run their businesses. You can look at people in terms of integrity in behavior, integrity in relationships, integrity in business. You can look at them from that aspect and you can see there are certain lines that they will never cross. You know, people who are disciplined in the way that you would want to emulate, they will be able to share their templates with you. And this happens by creating relationships with these sort of people. There's no limits on the number of mentors you can have. You know,
mm,
if anything, if any aspect of our lives is important to us, then we need a mentor for it. If we're looking to lose weight, then we need a mentor in that area of weight loss. If we're looking to have a very strong marriage, then we need a mentor in that. If we're looking for a very strong Christian relationship with God, then we need a mentor for that. If we
mm,
need a very strong progress in the area of whatever it is that is our occupation or
mm,
vocation, then we need a mentor in that. So there is no limit to that, and they're not going to come looking for us. We will have to reach out to them,
mm,
whether it is by directly getting mentored by them or by following their work. They have Twitter channels, they have Facebook channels, they have, I mean, pages, they have YouTube channels, they have all sorts. And all these things have, you know, made life so much easier than it used to be in those days, where, you know, if you can't buy a book or if you can hire somebody, then you can hear from them. And most of them are becoming more and more generous by
mm,
producing videos very often.
mm.
That you look at that and you say to yourself, how can this be free? Because you listen and you get ignited and you push yourself forward and begin to achieve success. I don't know if there's anything you want to add to this, Kendrick, on both reading and
You've pretty much covered it nicely, but I think what I would like to add to this is when you have mentors, you're basically taking a shortcut. I know they say there's no shortcut,
yeah,
to success, but you are literally taking a shortcut because um, you are learning from somebody else. Like just what, let me, for example, just go back to the previous one where you're talking about reading.
yeah,
Somebody puts 10 years 20 years of experience in one book. You can't even put a price on that, and that thing maybe might cost you 12.99 or whatever,
mm,
15 pounds, and then you're like, "Ah, really 15 pounds?" But the kind of wealth that is in that book, it's you can't put a price on it because that's experience that somebody had for the past 20 years that they condensed into or onto those pages. And the same thing with mentoring, because when you have mentors in all the different areas of your life, um, as I said, you're basically taking a shortcut because they will show you the pitfalls. Don't this one here, don't even go there because they share their experiences, they share their life, they share their opinions, they share. And the thing is, it can just make you better. It can just kind of like accelerate your success instead of trying to make it on your own and just again just digging in the dark in the wrong room.
yeah. No,
So yeah, I think that's all I have to say on that one there.
okay, okay, that's fine. So that's a really good addition to that. I'm just hoping that we'll take advantage of this and see what we can do with it. You know,
Mm,
like also the next one is joint ventures.
mm,
Joint ventures. Now it's I can tell you that personally, and we even talked about it about one chasing 1,000 and two chasing 10,000. Um, you know, one of the very very strategic ways of crowdsourcing success or progress is by doing joint ventures. We are all individuals. We are blessed with different talents. We are blessed with different things that we own. You know, now, just going back to the way it used to be in Africa, the trade by barter time, where if you wanted maize, you can come and get maize from me, and then you give me palm oil. If you wanted beans, you can come and get beans from me and give me salt, something like that.
Yeah.
That's how joint ventures work. If we're able to at least know what each other does and look for help within the group and
Mm,
say, or not just within the group or outside or anywhere,
mm,
find people who have skills that are lacking in what you're looking to in what you're looking to deliver. You
mhm,
find people who have those skills, and you do a good deal with them so that they can help you and bring what you don't have, and you bring what you have, to the table. And when that happens, there's a magic that happens there. Don't forget that the option one is going it on your own with a lot of deficiencies, which is almost certainly going to fail.
mm,
And or going it with somebody or some people who have the skills that are deficient in
mm,
that you are deficient in, or maybe the resources that you're deficient in. All these things put together, you're better off ending up with 20% guaranteed outcome or profit than wanting the 100% and then you lose the 100% that you put in there.
mm,
So that's what tends to happen when we don't think about this idea of joint venturing. We have
mhm,
so many people who do that in properties these days. They go in, I source the property, I manage the people who do the job, you bring the money, and we do it. When we sell, before then we agree on the percentage sharing. That's
mm,
just an example. There are people who are good in promoting or running events. If you're not good at it, but you can bring something to an event, you can maybe come and speak, you can be an MC or something. You see, things are coming together. There is this other gentleman or lady who is very good at organizing events. That is taken off your plate, but you're
mm,
very good at making sure people enjoy an event. That's what you bring. You find other people who are able to maybe fund the catering and everything, and at the end of the day, whatever the proceeds are, you get to share it. One is that people are going to have an amazing experience.
mm,
Number two, you're going to be successful. You will not waste your time, and it will be well worth it, at the end of it. So going it alone is about chasing 1,000. But if you really want to get yourself to where you're chasing 10,000,
mm.
find a second head at least.
That's
But
it.
necessary, find a few more people who you can join powers, join forces with. That's the right word. Forces with, in order to achieve the progress that you want to achieve. And it's also, the more the merrier. When there are a few people in the group or in the team that, in your project team, what happens is there are going to be stumbling blocks. I saw somebody
Mm,
sharing on LinkedIn the other day. What people think success is a straight line like
mm,
that. You go 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 and you succeed.
mm,
But then he drew another one that says down, up, and then down even lower than it was before, and then you
mm,
go up again, and then you continue to do that, and you continue to do that, and you continue to do that. When you meet at those valleys, when you find yourself at those valleys, not on top of the mountains, you will have other people who are in that team who are able to push you and say, let's look at the price. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. It's not the end of the world, because we will not be strong all the time. We will not be strong. Even if we are strong at each time. I've had this saying that says that we do not ask for help because we are weak. We ask for help because we want to stay strong. So this is what all the other members of a joint venture will bring to you when you involve yourself in that.
mm,
Success is almost certainly
mm,
guaranteed. And if you end up in failure,
mm,
your loss will not be too much. You would have done it with so many people. It's not going to be as disastrous as it would have been if you went it on your own. So I
mm.
don't know if you want to add anything to it, Mr. Jonas.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's very well said there. This is key, to be honest. This is key because if you really look at it, anything that is built, that is um, or anybody that actually built anything that is successful, they have done it not by themselves. They have uh, if you think there's anything that you can do by yourself, then that's a result of small thinking, because the kind of resources that you and I will need, uh, unless you have, you got some serious money that you can just go and buy people's time and people, whatever the case, or resources and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you do things together with other people, the kind of benefit that lies in that is remarkable, because people are unique. They have different We have different kind of strengths. I mean, you can even look at just this forum that we've been doing for over a year already. The kind of contribution that comes through here is just amazing. Now, if you picture it, if I did this by myself, I would have run out of things to say. I would have run out of things. Doesn't matter how many books you've read,
Yeah.
you will run out of things to say, and it would not have been as effective as it has been. Why is that? Because of the different kind of perspectives that has come through this forum, in the kind of conversations. Now, even more so powerful when you actually building something that that, all right, this is like the main goal, this is where we are going, and everybody know exactly this is the lane I'm running in. And the thing is, when you're talking about joint ventures, you're not in competition with nobody, because you know already that I've got my strengths, and this is what I'm bringing to the table. Um, and even the rest of the team, they should be aware of, all right, what is it that Kendrick is good in, what is Chidozi good at, and we lean on those strengths, and we know, and it's like, and each and every person becomes like a pillar within that setting. So yeah, so joint ventures, it's got to be done. Anything that needs to be successful got to be done in, it can't be done with one person. It's impossible. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kendrick, for adding some flesh to what we are talking about on this particular point, which is joint ventures. Key thing there is it's not a competition.
Mm,
We must always remember our strengths
mm,
and make sure we play to that. But when
yeah.
you have a team that has people who have great strengths in the part that they play, then
Mm,
the probability of success astronomically increases. So
mm,
that's very important to highlight there. All right, the last one that I've highlighted is cheerleading. Cheerleading, right? So this one doesn't look like something that would jump out when you're thinking of crowdsourcing your success.
mm,
Now, when you are on your own, or you don't have a group of people or a tribe or a group of people who come rain, come shine, will support what you're doing,
mhm,
it's really, really, really difficult. For some of us, it's our family. For some of us, it's a group of friends or circles, like our mastermind as well.
mhm,
For some of us, it will be friends that we have, relationships, or our work group, whatever it is. We must all have that. And this is intentional. We must be intentional about having people who are not just going to be there when things are going well, but
mm,
cheerleaders are there not just to cheer the team when they are winning.
mm.
you know they're also there to cheer the team when things are not going the way that they're supposed to go,
That's
just
it.
to hinder them, just to help them to continue to move. And that's what people do in stadium, in stadia, when there are competitions and so on. That's what they do there. They go in there, they cheer people on, even when it's really hard for them. When they look at the crowd, if you look at the most of the Olympic, javelin throwers, the high jumpers, the shot putters, and so on,
mm,
before they do their thing, they go like that to the crowd, and just
mm,
to get them in that rhythm, because that's some kind of energy that's being pushed in your direction. Now, if you're living your life understanding that this is actually very important for us as we begin to think of success, then you will know that it's very important to build up a group of people who are able to be those cheerleaders for you, not
mm,
just for when you're winning, not just for when you're celebrating, but for when things are down. You
mm,
have those people who are going to just keep going, keep going. Kendrick, come on, go, 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 go. And even if you lose, they're still there to celebrate you.
yeah.
Because sometimes some losses, some issues with business can just bring you down. For the past a few years now, I've been struggling to get my Amazon business back to where it used to be, and so on. You get to a stage where you're on your own. You just think, I'm trying to get this thing going, but you know I'm just on my own. I'm pushing on my own. There is nothing. There is nobody to show, to
Mm,
say, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. What do you think is failing there? Whether the person is experienced in the business or not, you will benefit from listening, hearing from
mm,
a possible customer. How do they see what you're trying to do, and
mm,
what is the best way? So that is always crucial, that we think about that and have those type of people. It could be one person even,
mm,
because some people are that powerful. There's, for some of us, it could be our mother. Some of us, it could be our father, that says, I'm proud of you, it's okay, just keep going. you
mm,
know and that really brings in fresh energy, or even the strength to carry on in case we are struggling or failing. And that's the last one that I wanted to touch on. Apologies, we've tried to rush through this, but we want to respect your time, so that we make the best use of it.
that's
So
right.
over to you, Mr. Jonas.
That's,
Cheerleading, what is your view on
oh,
that? I
oh
think that's
man.
crucial.
Oh man. Every team needs cheerleaders, isn't it? Every individual needs a cheerleader, because you are definitely going to be at a place. You're going to hit a place where you things are just, it feels like it's just not coming together. It will feel like you want to give up, but then there's just this one person. They will always just inject you with energy. They will inject you with just motivate you. Like, it doesn't matter how low you've been.
Yeah,
It You like, all right, let's do that again. What's next?
yeah,
Why? Because um, and I think what I can even add to that, because it's almost like somebody must be able to believe in you as a
yeah,
person,
mm,
not so much on what you are able to do, but
yeah,
as you as a person, because nobody wins all the time.
yeah,
So if somebody only cheers you on when things are good, then you know what? That's not the person that I need. So which means there might be some ulterior motive behind that. It's like, yeah, can but
yeah,
okay, when I'm down in the dumps, all right, where are you? You don't pick up my call.
yeah.
you don't
Absolutely.
pick, you don't pick up my call. You're ignoring me, and I'm kind of like, I'm sweating. Yeah, I really need somebody to talk to. And
Yeah,
I think when you have that, it's like what you're saying, even if it's just one person, it does, and that person doesn't even need to be an expert in the area that you are
yeah,
working on, or what, nothing at all, but it's just somebody that their sense of belief in you is, they can see something that you even can't see in
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
um I mean, even one of the greatest things that you and I can do is to believe in somebody before they've made it,
yeah.
before
No,
when,
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm sorry for cutting you there, but I don't want to forget this quote that just came to mind
Mm,
now by Goethe, which says, look at a man. If you look at a man,
mm,
I'm just paraphrasing here, he say, look at a man for what he is right now, and they will not become anymore. But
mm,
if you look at a man in the sense of what they ought to become,
yeah,
then they will become that thing. And
yeah,
that is the function of
powerful.
cheerleaders.
Yeah, That's the most powerful thing, is because whenever you believe in somebody, the kind of hope that you inject into that person, it's
Yes.
like, you mean really I can do this? All
Yeah.
right then. It's like,
Yes.
and you just go. Sometimes you don't even know what you're doing there, but just because this person said no, you can do it, and you kind of
Yes.
like just
Yes.
run with it. And all of us need that, even if it's just one person.
Yeah.
And sometimes all we need is just one person.
Yes.
You don't need a whole you don't need a whole team that goes and do all the kind of, where they jump and do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Dress, dress
just the one person.
and
And,
with
and
certain tools and so on. And
yeah.
we are on top of the hour. We have been talking tonight, guys. We have been talking about
Mm,
crowdsourcing your progress. This is a follow up to the 7 pillars of progress that we looked at in the past couple of weeks. We've gone through them, your steps or your tips to crowdsource your progress. We've talked about masterminds. We have talked about coaching. We've talked about reading, very, very important. And we've raised these things and we've discussed them. We've talked about mentoring, and joint ventures. And finally, we talked about cheerleading. All these things, I believe, is going to really, really catapult us from where we are to where we need to be.
mm,
I'm hoping that we will take advantage of this and create that force in our mastermind, so that we'll become more. Because I believe that we can become more. I'm not who I want to be,
yeah.
and I'm expecting that you, as a member of this mastermind, will help me to become that which I ought to be.
Yeah.
You know, so we have business leaders in our group. We
Mm,
have international speakers in our group. We have successful business people. We have professionals who are exceptional, who have won awards in their respective things. And I'm being prophetic here. So we just need for them to be revealed. We
mm,
need for them to be revealed. And
mm,
that's what we can do. And one of the very, very critical tools that we can use is by crowdsourcing our progress through masterminds, coaching, reading, mentoring, joint ventures, and cheerleading. I'm
oh,
hoping that you've had a fantastic time listening to this. If you're listening later, thank you for taking our time to listen. And I'm hoping that this has inspired us
mm,
tonight, but
that's right.
not just to learn new things, but to empower us to do more, so that we can begin to see the progress which we have been called to. And that's it from me tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Awesome job, sir. Thank you so much for taking us through this amazing steps of um, just successful living, and just to expedite our progress. We appreciate that, and we're looking forward to see you guys next week. All right. Have a great one. All right. Cheers,
Great.
then. Thank
Thank
you.
you. God bless you. Bye
Pleasure.
bye.
Bye.